Welcome to this guided meditation on deep acceptance with the 5 senses. Place yourself in a comfortable posture, free from discomfort and at ease. Make the intention that for the next 15 to 20 minutes you will first cultivate general awareness, then reflect on the 5 recollections in order to awaken equanimity and a quality of deep acceptance. The 5 recollections are ways for us to become friends with the fear of growing old, becoming ill, being abandoned and dying. There are ways for us to understand that actions have consequences. The 5 senses are some of the ways for releasing the grip on things that change us to appreciate the mystery, peace, spaciousness, and freedom of the present moment. Begin by settling your body and mind and establishing general awareness of the present moment with an open and accepting mind. Be present for experiences as they arise without clinging or rejecting, but with interested and curious attentiveness. Be open to physical sensations such as sounds, smells, tastes, and sights. Also be open and carefree about mental experiences such as thoughts, feelings, or states of mind as they arise in this present moment. Be aware that all things change except the truth of change and that which is awake to this truth. Relax and settle into this present moment without resistance or tension, and be aware. The first recollection is that because all things change, it is natural that I will age. Taking refuge in the truth of change and being awake, I can be at peace with aging. Aging is a natural part of life. Just as a flower buds, blooms, and eventually withers away, we grow through youth, mature through life, and eventually grow old. As we age, our bodies may grow wrinkly and less energetic than we were young. As we grow old, our senses, such as seeing and hearing, may grow weaker. For some of us, our memory may start to have gaps. We need not to be ashamed of growing old. All beings are subject to aging. Even though the body grows old, our mind can be fresh and new moment to moment and supported by wisdom about the way things are. Taking refuge in the awareness of truth can be at peace with aging. Knowing change from a perspective of being awake, we can be deeply at peace with the truth of aging. Reflect on the truth of change. Reflect that it is natural for me to grow old, and if I live a complete life, this truth is unavoidable. The second recollection is that it is natural to experience illness. It is possible that I can prevent and heal many sicknesses with a healthy lifestyle and a healthy mental attitude. It is also possible that I can enjoy health and vitality as I engage fully with life. However, illnesses, aches, pain, and physical strain are simply not preventable. Sometimes accidents occur and our bodies are harmed. Because my body is subject to change, it is also vulnerable to damage and illness. I need not to feel ashamed if I have an illness or am disabled in some way or other. This is the truth of life. Because all beings have changing bodies in a changing world, all beings are also subject to the possibility of experiencing ill health. We are all equal in that all beings cannot escape the truth of vulnerability and illness and mishap. Taking refuge in the truth, it is possible to be at peace with illness and disease. Reflect that illness is a natural part of having a body. It is normal and natural for illness to occur. The third recollection is that it is natural that one day I will die. Death is an inevitable truth of life. Everything comes and goes, moments of experience arise and pass away. Everything that arises must also pass away. Just as a leaf shoots from a plant, ages drop away, decays into the ground and changes to something else. The cycle of life of all living beings passes through the stages and ultimately culminates in death. All living beings must one day or other die. This we can be certain of. We cannot be certain of when or how we will die, but it is certain that one day this body will eventually die. Accepting that death is a natural and unavoidable fact of living, I can be at peace with change. Taking refuge in the truth and the awakened quality, I can be at peace with death. Reflect on the phrase, "It is natural for me to die." Death is an inescapable reality of living. The fourth recollection is that all that is dear to me, all my possessions, and everyone that I love, one day will be parted from me. As all things change, everything I own will eventually disappear and vanish. I will one day die, and I cannot take any of my possessions with me. One day I must be parted with my house, my car, the places I love, my job, my computer, everything. Knowing that I cannot own anything, I can enjoy and appreciate the use and contact with all things, yet be free from clinging to these things. All beings who are dear to me, even my dearest friends and companions, will also change, and eventually I will be parted from them. Reflecting on this truth, I can appreciate my friends, family, and loved ones, and truly love and connect with them without grasping. Reflecting on the truth of change, I can abide in the peace and joy of loving kindness and appreciation of all things. Reflecting on the truth of change, I can also enjoy the connections with all my loved ones here and now. Knowing the nature of interconnection, I can feel secure with this truth. With contentment and freedom of heart, reflect on the phrase, "All that I call mine, beloved and pleasing, shall one day be parted from me." The fifth recollection is that actions have consequences and that my actions are my only true belongings. I am the owner of my actions. Much of my experience now is dependent upon the actions I have done previously. Much of how I experience the world in the future is dependent upon my actions here and now. The way I am day to day is largely the result of the actions that I have done in the past. Whatever actions I shall do now, I will inherit the results of those actions in the future. My actions of body, mind, and speech are the basis and ground on which I stand. With a peaceful heart, reflect on the phrase, "All beings are the owners of their actions, born of their actions, related to their actions, abide supported by their actions. Whatever actions they shall do, of those actions they will be the heirs." Knowing the relationship between actions and consequences, I can accept that each and every individual must be responsible for their own thoughts and feelings. Knowing the relationship between actions and consequences, I realize that people will not change dependent upon my wishes, and they must heal and change themselves. Knowing these truths, I can abide with acceptance of the way things are. Using the 5 recollections, I can be at peace with change and feel content with taking refuge in the truth and being awake to the truth. You may settle out of your own body now. You may start coming to your senses. You may start moving your fingertips, your toes, slowly. We don't want to rush the process. Be gentle with your body. It must be right now in a deep state of relaxation. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for meditating with me and hope that you find this meditation useful. I certainly did. May you be well, and may you afford yourself the kindness you afford to others. Thank you once again.